when a carport came crashing down.
That's right, Todd. I'm here at Vegas Circle, where it's the Woodland Parks condo complex that's behind me. And as you can see, this complex's carport, just the whole roof of this thing has collapsed onto many of the different cars here. We'll point out this beam here on this roof here. It's one of the main eye support beams that help keep this structure up and support it for a lot of this heavy snow right here. Oops, there goes some down there. But this whole beam underneath it, the roof is collapsed. There's glass everywhere, and it's just not what it should be as a car, as it now has a beam on top of it. So let's take a closer look at what happened inside and hear from a resident who happened to see some of this go down.
It happened about 10:15 to 10:30 at night, and it was one crash, so I'm pretty sure the entire deal came down at one time. It pulled it all down and forward.
A morning to remember for many residents at this complex, as this carport collapsed. This is one of the many support beams for the roof of the carport. It has completely caused the collapse of these vehicles' roof. One car owner and resident shared with us what he saw this morning.
I was like, everything looked white. I'm like, oh wow. Everybody moved their cars. And then I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, my car is supposed to be right there. Because if you look at it from that side, it's all white, the snow's there, you can't see the cars at all. And then I realized it. I walked out, looked around the side, seen the Jeep, because I was in my slippers, you know, my pajamas.
He then described the damage to his car.
I pushed my bike rack right through my sunroof. The whole front end's caved in, the front window smashed in. My bike rack's done, and I don't really know because I didn't want to get in the car. I did climb over there and take some pictures though, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't there yesterday, but very carefully because it's not safe.
For the complex, Rob Walters is in charge of a lot of the maintenance that happens on site. He shared it wasn't just the snow that caused the collapse.
We had an accident on the 8th of January that was taken care of, but I didn't have any idea, you know, really that we were going to have the snow that we did, and that's what brought it down.
He also shared the complex's next steps.
We have to get this mess off these cars for insurance purposes so we can get somebody, well, our adjuster should be here sometime today. So, you know, that's where it's at. It's kind of, well, as you can see, it's a mess.
I took the extra step to call an insurance agency. They say if you experience something like this, you should call your agent immediately.
Especially living in Idaho Falls, it's hard to get around without a vehicle, so it's hard to be immobile. But I would contact your agent right away. That way they could start getting things in motion to start working on getting your car repaired.
Now, when I last spoke to Mr. Walters earlier this afternoon, he said they were still waiting on that adjuster to come and double check everything before they could move and proceed to take this roof off these vehicles. And that's what they're waiting on, and that is their next step, and then they will know for sure when cleanup can start. So live in Idaho Falls for Local News 8, I'm Braden Wilson.